It's the NFL on EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game.
It's the Cleveland Browns and the Philadelphia Eagles. And it's kicking off next on Madden NFL 25.
Welcome, football fans, to the birthplace of America, the city of brotherly love. The place where you'll find the best cheesesteak made in this country and some of the best football played inside of Lincoln Financial Field. Hi there, everybody. Thanks so much for joining us. You picked a fun one to tune into. I'm Kate Scotch, joined by former NFL quarterback Brock Huard. And we've got two quarterbacks here, Brock, who are known for playing a very exciting brand of football. Not just throwing the rock, but taking it themselves, too.
Yep, these are two of the guys who really epitomize the direction that this position's going in the modern NFL.
Yep.
Pocket passers, they'll have their place. They always will. But a lot of teams look to somebody like this as the default. A great passer, but someone who can also mix in plenty of rushing yards and keep that defense honest.
Justin Hopkins out, ready to send this away. And away we go at the link. Here's Avery Williams on the return. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. So here come the Eagles for their opening drive. They're led out by an incredible score through the air and on the ground. He was picked 53rd back in 2020. It's Jalen Hurts.
Kate, it's not often that we talk about quarterbacks having a nose for the end zone in football. It's usually reserved for the running backs. But Jalen Hurts has changed that conversation. He has so much power, so much strength. You get him into the short yardage situations or around the goal line, he finds a way to get in, but it's not just there. He's got a deep ball that's the envy of many. He's elevated his teammates around him, and he's got a skill set that I know a lot of quarterbacks would sure love to have.
And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stopped. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And that's a Philadelphia first down.
Sometimes you're looking to push the ball down the field. But as I've said before, the crumbs lead to a cookie. And you never go broke taking a profit, and those big tight ends will often find you those easy check down yards.
They run it with Saquon Barkley. Across midfield to the 45. And he works this down to the 41. That play goes for 19 and a new set of downs.
To play running back in this league, well, you've got to have tremendous vision. We saw it twice. Once to find the lane upfield, and then to get to space and break off some extra yards.
On first down, Hurts. He's got Devontae Smith. And he's taken down at the 30. Give him 11 yards, Brock, and a fresh set of downs. First and 10 now from the 30. Hurts looking to throw. Has him on the quick hitter. And they bring him down after the play reaches the 26. The rookie out of UCLA in on the stop.
You put up the combine times of tight ends running a 40-yard dash, and they certainly don't run as fast as the safeties or the corners in this league. But when you get them going in the right direction and you get them dragging across the field like that, well, they could still do their damage.
They kick the running back in motion. Here's 2nd and 5. Goddard makes the catch. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Well, nothing very fancy about that. That's just a textbook curl route. I think they were running curl routes last century, and it's a play that works a high percentage of the time then, just like it did now.
All right, set now, 1st and 10. Working inside the red zone. Cut near the goal line. Touchdown, Philadelphia. So a touchdown on the board for them, Brock, as they start this game off a perfect 1-for-1 offensively.
Yeah, I'm going to call that scripting for success right there. Can't do it much better than that. And listen, when you script these first plays, you don't always know who the targets are going to be. It's really then relying upon what the defense is trying to take away. But they couldn't take away that big old tight end.
Now Jake Elliott on to attempt the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Eagles will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Elliott's all set for the kickoff. Return starts from the goal line. Only manages to get this back to the 20 before he's taken down. So here come the Browns on offense, ready for their opening drive. And it'll be their rookie QB who brings them out.
I know quarterbacks of this ilk sure excite their teammates. They love to see his explosion and that speed come to life. I also know this, Kate, that defensive coordinator on the other side, he did not sleep good all week long, knowing he could do everything right, have the right call. But that QB speed is a difference maker.
They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Here's the lone back on the handoff. We'll have him gain about a handful there. Sidney Brown in on that stop. First down play, nets him 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5.
You know, Kate, these are some of the little hidden plays in a game. Right, doesn't look like a whole lot on the stat sheet, but A, it gets a good yardage. B, it sets up your play action. And C, most importantly, keeps that defense guessing.
From the 25 on 2nd down. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
All right, first sack on the board on the first drive as a defense, and now we let the chess match begin, the adjustments begin, because we know pressure leads to sacks, and sacks in this league often leads to wins.
Let's see what they went with on 3rd down. Back now, pressure on its way. Finds him over the middle. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
At that down and distance, this group was pretty confident a screen would get them enough yards for the first, and it did. And so long as it keeps working like that, I bet you it'll be a go-to play for them when they need it the next time.
It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. Blown back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. And they try to power it forward, but only a couple of yards there.
Well, Kate, a 2-yard run on 1st down, I think that keeps you ahead of schedule, but you're going to have to pick up the pace.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. Back-to-back carries here. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
I think with that call, they were trying to set him up with a short 3rd down run, but he said, nope, not on my watch. I'll just go get it all right here. Now, playbook's wide open for 1st and 10.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. They give it to him again. And they had that one contained right at the line. Azeez Ojulari getting there for the tackle. No gain there that time, and it's 2nd and 10.
You want to see the term read and react with a little video in the football dictionary? That's it.
2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. Changing things up, they're going to throw now. Finds a man, Deontay Johnson has it. That play gains 15, and it moves the sticks.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
Here's 1st and 10 from the 42 as this opening drive continues. Lone back gets the handoff. And he's stopped at the 31-yard line. That's an 11-yard pickup, and it gives them the first down.
You call that first down running play. You don't always expect to get those kind of yards, but they'll take that every single time.
They've come out swinging to begin this contest as they've got it down to the 31. Going to the ground again on first. And he's caught after a gain of about 2. Cooper DeJean with the stop. He gets a couple on first, and they'll come up 2nd and 8. From the 29. Dumps it off to his running back. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
He specializes in salvaging broken plays out of the backfield, but even he couldn't get anything out of that one, Kate. That defense, they were all over it.
Drive in dire straits. It's 3rd and 9. They're going play action. That's caught for the first. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with 1st and goal.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
They've set themselves up well for an opening drive touchdown here, Brock. It's 1st and goal. They'll try and punch it in. And it took a couple of guys to haul him down there after a gain of just 1.
Hey, I get it on 1st and goal, right? A lot of teams like to be conservative and limit risk. Even if a run is stopped short, you still got 2, sometimes 3 downs to play with.
Ball at the 2 here for 2nd and goal. Short side option here. He's running left. And he's in for the touchdown. The Browns finish off their opening drive. Well, we all knew somebody was running with it there, and when the defender started flowing towards the back, he made the right call that he would be the one to run it in.
Yeah, he sure did. I think if he hands that off, this play does not end in a touchdown, but in a collision for his running back.
Yeah.
So not only is that running back thanking his quarterback, the rest of the guys are celebrating for that decision.
On comes Dustin Hopkins to try the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Browns start off well to tie things 7-7. Hopkins has it on the tee and is ready to send it flying. Starting at the 10. He stopped on the return at the 27. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Motion man right is Smith. Starting on the ground here with Barkley. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Call it 9 yards. Looked like a first for a moment. It's 2nd and 1. That's the end of one. Both teams with a little luck finding the end zone early. Hopefully no shortage of excitement coming up in the second. We'll return to the link right after this. Ready now for our second quarter. The Eagles have the football. They have it on 2nd and short. From the 37. Short pass brought in. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stopped. 3 yards there and enough to move the chains.
Well, they got him down before he could do any more damage in terms of yards. That's no easy job, mind you, tackling a big tight end. But the main damage had already been done. He kept this drive going by getting beyond the line of gain.
First down throwing for Hurts. Completed over the middle. And it's a nice little chunk here, 6 yards. Tackled there by Jerome Baker. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Hurts now from the gun. That pass complete to Goddard. And he breaks into enemy territory before being stopped on a huge gain.
He just made a difficult throw to the outside look elementary, Kate, and that's not easy. The placement, excellent. And it helped set his target up to put some more yards on that stat sheet.
This offense in position now. It's 1st and goal. Oh, they're going to run the option in the short side. And he's in. Touchdown, Philadelphia. The Eagles take a 2nd quarter lead. Jalen Hurts with the touchdown. My partner up here is pumping his fist after that one. That is how you run an option as a quarterback. Good read to hang on to it and do it himself.
Yeah, because I could never do that, not even close. But when the defense overplays and you run that option, you get that good 2-on-1, more times than not, they will commit to the more dangerous guy, the running back. But you leave a lane, this quarterback can do some damage as well.
That one right down the middle. And the Eagles break that tie and now lead by 7. Elliott's all set for the kickoff. Here's DeAndre Carter with the return. This return makes it up to the 37 as he's tackled. 2nd drive coming up for this Cleveland offense. It's a touchdown ball game right now, Brock. 14-7 as they start this possession. The Browns, nice field position here as they start out 1st and 10. They'll throw to begin this drive. That's complete, David Njoku. And they get this down to the 44 before he stopped. Give him 18 yards on that play, Brock, and it gets him a 1st down.
You'll often hear it said, in my life experience, it's true, the NFL is a game of matchups, so much more than any level. And these tight ends, we see it time and again, are such a matchup nightmare down the field.
Option headed to the left on 1st down. And 2 yards is all he's going to get before he's caught. That was Reed Blankenship making the stop. He gets a couple on 1st, and they'll come up 2nd and 8.
Just a little reminder right there that he's more than a passer. They'll call his number as a runner too, especially if the defenses don't account for him.
From the 42. Catch made left side by Judy. This is ahead for about 5. Big Jordan Davis getting there for the tackle. Now after making that catch, we see he's shaken up. Trainer's heading out to take a look. Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 2. Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
I don't know what it is, Kate, but I love 3rd down runs. I really do. I know the receivers don't always like it because money down, they want the ball, but a third down run for a first down can be so demoralizing to that defense.
They've got first down from the 31. Another carry for him. And he runs this one down to the 22-yard line. Give him 9 yards. He almost moved the chains there. It's going to be 2nd and 1.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know, and you may come back to, because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of a defense.
Back to the well again. Gets to space right side. And he's in. It's a Cleveland touchdown. The Browns can tie it up in the second after cutting into the lead. Well, Brock started small at first, but then he found that lane, and it was a race to the end zone from that point on.
And it takes a little bit of everybody. How many times do we hear these coaches tell us, if you're going to get a run play for a big gain, it takes the whole group, all 10 of them around him have to do their job. Got to block up front, receivers got to block on the perimeter. They all get it done, and a big chunk run follows.
On is Hopkins for the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Browns tie things up at 14. Hopkins has it on the tee and is ready to send it flying. Here comes Williams on the return. And the return sets them up just beyond their own 20. The Eagles about set to go on offense. And with each team coming off a touchdown and scoring well early on, we've got the makings of a barn burner here, Brock, if they can keep this up.
Yeah, and as a quarterback, as an offense, it doesn't mean you over-try, but you just know, hey, man, our defense having a hard time slowing them down, and we've got to step on that accelerator.
Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, here's Hurts. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
You know, with some of these tight ends today, you could put 2 guys, heck, put 3 guys on them, and they still find a way to make those catches. With how they move at their size, they really are the ultimate matchup advantage.
Big play to begin the drive. That's up to the 37. 1st and 10. Here's Hurts. No one open, so he chucks this to another county. So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. Shotgun snap for Hurts. This one finds Goddard. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down.
Gosh, I really like this receiver on that drag route in particular. Why? Because he's a guy that creates after the catch. They don't close quickly. He could take it to the house.
1st and 10, ball set up at the 48. Barkley on the shotgun handoff. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
Hey, look, Kate, you can't just ask one tackler to go mano-a-mano and stop this guy. You got to have the cavalry coming. One guy makes a hit, the others are there to clean up and pile on, because one-on-one, he's going to run right through you.
Markers reset, ball at the 37. Man in motion, headed right. 1st down, and they go right back to him. And he's tackled after gaining a handful. Give him 5 on that carry, bringing up 2nd and 5.
You know, that's a good run right there to keep the offense on schedule. If he can average that type of yards per carry, This guy's going to be more than all right with letting him lead the show.
Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5. From the 32, it's Dotson on the catch. And he gets in. Touchdown, Philadelphia! The Eagles take a second quarter lead. So sensational work by the skill man there, Brock. Anytime you can make your quarterback look that good, you know he appreciates it.
That's a quarterback's best friend, no question. But on the other side, gosh, defensively, you got to get that skill player down. Period. Yeah. End of story. You can't give up that much yards after catch.
Elliott on now to attempt the point after. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Eagles break that tie and now lead by 7. Elliott's all set for the kickoff. This is taken in at the 13. In pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. The Browns and this running back headed back out for a new series. And we've seen some matching touchdowns as of late, so the scoring coming at a good clip, Brock. Let's see if they can keep this up.
You know what's fun, Kate? After all of these years, I have friends that are offensive guys and friends that are defensive guys. And my friends watching this one offensively love it. The defensive guys, they're climbing up their walls.
And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing. That's going to be caught by Carter. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line.
Good luck defending that short yardage slant. Just not going to happen. There's a reason. This is a go-to play for just about any quarterback in every situation.
2nd and 3 now. Mahone back in the backfield, and they give it to him. And he's downed after getting this up to the 41. Pick up a 5 on that play. And that's good for a Cleveland 1st down. Setting up a throw. This finds Carter complete. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. Browns fighting the clock now, trying to hurry back to that line. 2nd and 6 now. That one complete to Njoku. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage. Following that completion, medical staff headed out for an injured player. We'll see what the nature of his injury is. Football on that 47-yard line, 1st down. Throwing from the gun. Catch made by Carter. And he has it to the 42 before they make the stop. Browns fighting the clock now, trying to hurry back to that line. Here's 2nd and 5. Throw reeled in by Njoku. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. First down, ball at the 36. He'll throw it yet again. Setting up the screen. He has room past the 25. And he's going to be brought down at the 23-yard line. The Browns take the first of their 3 timeouts. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. Up to the line, and they're set. 1st and 10. They'll throw it again. This throw is caught. And they get this down to the 10-yard line before going down. Now a timeout's called, Cleveland using its second. And they still have 1 in their pocket for what's left of this half. They'll break the huddle and come up on 1st and goal. Working inside the red zone. Looking end zone, but touchdown denied. Knocked away, incomplete. Thought he had a touchdown there. It's 2nd and goal.
You know, that is so hard to do. That's called body control. Great positioning to swat the ball away, not go through the receiver, no penalty flag. He's got the body control and, more importantly, the timing to knock that ball away.
To throw again on 2nd and 10. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the pressure drives them backwards.
Oh, you hate that. They've eaten up some good yardage on this drive, Caden. Get down in the red zone, and this is where you really got to stay on schedule. Let's give some credit to this defense. They know the job they got to do. Got to knock you back and make this now red zone attempt not much more difficult.
Now, just before the break, a timeout taken by the offense, and they can try for some points going into the break. Dustin Hopkins is going to try this Browns field goal. This will be around a 33-yarder for him. Carlson's kick is good. And it's dropped back down now to a 4-point game.
I know, you always want to finish drives in the end zone, but no matter what, the important thing is they end in some kind of points. And that's mission accomplished there.
Well, Brock Martin, a touchback. This kickoff should run out the half, so better make that return good as it's away. And it bounces out of the end zone, so they'll set up shop at the 30. Probably looking at our final snap of the half here on 1st down. Drops to a knee, and that pesky final second runs off. So we're to the end of our 1st half. We're at halftime here in Philadelphia, and the Eagles have soared to a lead at the break. Now down the coast we go to Orlando, Florida, in our studio there. Jonathan Coachman waiting by with the EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Kate, thanks very much, and welcome in everyone to our EA Sports Halftime Reports. The Eagles were led in the 1st half by their dynamic quarterback, Jalen Hurts. He threw 2 touchdown passes, ran for another, as his guys have the lead at halftime.
As always, a hat tip to Coach for his hard work during the break, as we're happy to welcome y'all back for the start of our 3rd quarter. Well, if you love high-scoring games, no doubt you have been glued to your television so far. And no signs of slowing down as we begin our 2nd half. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. The Browns returning their offense and this running back to the field. And get that big old marker out. Cross a major number off his roadmap after that last drive. He's reached one of the marks that every back strives to hit at some point during the season. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Hand off to the back. He's forward, gets a couple of yards. Zach Bond with the tackle. Only 2 yards, and it brings up 2nd and 8. From the 27. That's Tillman. He's got it. And they'll manage to contain him after about a 6-yard pickup. Keely Ringo making the play. Third and just 2 to go. Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And he's downed after getting this up to the 41. 8 yards on the gain, and the drive continues forward.
Some backs are easier to tackle than others. Some, well, they just choose violence. They look for those opportunities to bust through tackles and keep those legs pumping.
1st and 10 from the 41. Here's the handoff. And he's brought down for a loss.
Perception and reality, Kate. The perception out there from the public is edge rushers are defined by their sacks. The reality in a locker room and in the huddle is you can be defined by your relentlessness. And his motor never stopped. Helped him track it down for a loss on the outside.
The give here on 2nd. And he gets him around 6 there. Zach Bond with the tackle. He gets a half dozen on the carry, and that's also going to bring up 3rd and 6.
That does not show up on any explosive stat sheet, but let me tell you, Kate, that's the real deal right there. You run for that kind of yardage consistently in the NFL, you do set yourself up for success.
Throw on 3rd down. That's caught for the 1st. And he's taken down directly on that 43-yard line. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12.
They've run this 12-yard out route, Kate, at the combine, well, all the way back to last century when I had to throw it. In this throw, this is a big boy throw. This is a differentiator. Can you make that deep out throw on time, on rhythm, and accurately? Well, that was teaching tape right there.
They'll run here on 1st down. And this is pushed ahead for a gain of 5. That's Nolan Smith there for the stop. Halfway there on 1st down, that brings up 2nd and 5.
Sure, a whole lot of noise to sort through up the middle, but by the time he figured everything out, he was able to hit them for a decent gain.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. From the 38. Got a man, it's Njoku. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
That pitch and catch won't show up as a big play on the stat sheet, but it gives his own defense a little time to rest and gives an offensive coordinator a new set of downs to work with.
1st and 10 now from the 30. Plowing up the middle. And he'll bowl his way ahead for a 4-yard pickup.
Well, I'll steal a line from one of my buddies, but I'm going to quote him. Mark Schlereth, 2-time Super Bowl winner, says if you want to run the ball, you got to keep running the ball. And that's a perfect example of it. Don't get tired. Don't get mad at gaining 4 yards. It's a run that can set up even more in the run game.
From the 26 on 2nd down. And he doesn't see a window he likes, so he just got rid of that one. And it brings up 3rd down.
You know, Kate, that was one of those situations where you hear a quarterback having a clock, right? You know, and he had enough time in the pocket, but then it was like, okay, time is running out, and I got to do something. He did not force a throw and risk a pick. Instead, he just got rid of it and cut his losses.
To the air, 3rd and long. Brought in close to the 8. They get 19, and now they're going to have 1st and goal.
I'll be honest with you, Kate. As you grow and develop as a quarterback, your arm gets stronger. These comebacks can be one of your favorite throws in your arsenal. Because if you trust yourself and you throw it before that defender breaks, you know there's yards to be had on the perimeter.
4 downs now to get in. Here's first and goal. They'll run here from the gun. Runs it in for the Cleveland touchdown. The Browns take the lead right away in half number 2. They kept it on the ground as opposed to airing it out, and that time, well, Brock, the ground game paid off.
Well, these great rushing attacks down here that could score rushing touchdowns, it takes the whole party getting involved. Yeah, the burst of the running back was tremendous. How about the launch of his blockers right off the line of scrimmage? That's a touchdown the entire way, and it took the entire group offensively.
On is Hopkins for the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Browns push their lead to 3. Hopkins has it on the tee and is ready to send it flying. Here comes Williams on the return. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. The Eagles and quarterback Jalen Hurts ready to go once more on offense. And he has to be happy about his game. We're checking some of the highlights right now that he's made so far. A good showing that's seen him in the zone from time to time. And also he's just seen the field well from his spot in the middle of this offense. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Hurts now from the gun. That's caught. It's Saquon Barkley. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. They got 24 yards on the play. And that's good for an Eagles first down.
Something out of nothing, Kate, that may as well be listed on his resume because he's so good at it. Caught that one near the line, and after that, it was all him, turning a modest pass into far more than a modest gain.
One play in, and this drive is already into enemy territory. Dotson now in motion right. On first down, Hurts. Barkley's got it. And he breaks even, but that's it. Brought down at that line of scrimmage. Hauled to the ground by Jordan Hicks.
You know, I've learned over the years, defensively, they call that the camera club. How many different guys can you get rallying to the football? So that last shot you see on camera, you see as many defenders keeping that to a 0-yard gain. That's well done defensively.
Shotgun snap for Hurts. This one finds Goddard. He gets it forward for a gain of 3. Hauled to the ground by Jordan Hicks.
This defense didn't give up contain there, Kate. That was an instance where the more exciting plays were taken away downfield. And even looking to the tight end wasn't going to net them much.
And the Browns add an extra defensive back out there. Nickel package, 3rd down. Hurts throwing again. It's Dotson on the catch. And he's short of the first after a mild gain.
Those kind of completions are so frustrating, Kate. It's like a putt. You got it on line, you feel good about it's going in the hole, but you never want to leave it short.
So on 4th down, on comes the Eagles kicker Jake Elliott for the try. This from the right hash and a considerable distance. And he missed it. It's no good. And they are unable to tie up this contest.
He was hitting from that distance pregame. Heck, we were on the field watching it, and they were confident he could do so again. Just did not work out this time around.
The Browns back out on offense. Their running back headed out once again. And I think we can agree the plan to keep him out of the end zone, it hasn't quite worked so well for this defense, at least not yet. He scored twice, really been the one his group can turn to for a spark or a big play when they've needed it. The Browns, nice field position here as they start out 1st and 10. Here's the lone back on the handoff. They'll cobble together a yard there. Big Jordan Davis getting there for the tackle. Only gets a yard there to make it 2nd and 9.
New set of downs is not off to a real good start here, Cates. And I know every yard counts in this league, but that lone yard, it's not going to really change what they're thinking about doing here on 2nd down.
Here we go, 2nd and 9. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
This is a time where you get in that huddle and you just look at one another and say, hey, let's get back in rhythm. Get back in rhythm. Get something good to feel good about. Sure, you'd love to get the 1st down, but more than anything, just find a positive play after a huge sack.
Defense looking to defend the marker on 3rd down. Shotgun snap, they're going to throw. And even on 3rd down, he sees no choice other than to get rid of it. Not the play they wanted. It's going to be 4th down.
That was a situation where he got the time in the pocket he needed. There just wasn't anyone open to throw it to. It got to the point he had 2 choices as that clock is going off in his head. Force a throw and risk a pick, or just get rid of it and cut your losses on the play.
4th down, and on comes the punt team, and the kick's away. Fair catch called for and brought in at the 11. The Eagles are being led back out there on offense by their quarterback. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, here's Hurts. And this one's dropped for what would have been a nice gain. Jahan Dotson, the intended receiver. So 2nd down coming up.
You know, in the NFL, offensive-minded teams will call it a perfect Friday. They don't want the ball to hit the ground once. And especially on these short to intermediate throws, you got to count on those being efficient and effective.
Hurts trying again on 2nd down. Has him on the quick hitter. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
Kate, when Bill Walsh was implementing the drag route with the 49ers in the 80s, it sounded the same way as it did with Mike Holmgren and me with the Seahawks in the 2000s versus man on a drag route, run away. You see zone coverage, settle down, give your quarterback his numbers, and you can find a completion just like that.
First down throwing for Hurts. He throws a bullet deep to the right side. And the big hitter will not be reeled in. That's incomplete, and that would have made for an impressive catch on our final play of the 3rd quarter. This is the end of the 3rd quarter. It's the Eagles in possession to start. They trail, but that lead is reachable. Couldn't connect on 1st. It's 2nd down. Throwing it again here. That pass complete to Goddard. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down. Give him 11 yards, Brock, and a fresh set of downs.
I can't tell you how nice it is to have a big, trustworthy tight end in the passing game. Such great size to have. And he forces those defenses to find a way to try to match up when they can't.
First and 10. Here's Hurts. Completed over the middle. And he's downed after getting this up to the 41.
The goal of that little drag route is to get him for at least a minimal gain with space to add after that. That picked up a good chunk, and it was nearly a big play.
After a good pickup, they're set up with second and short. From the 41. This time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And that pushes them back. Third down coming up.
Wow, it has been such a good day offensively for the guys up front. That's actually the first sack by this defense. And now comes the real question mark. Will it lead to more? Or will this offense learn a lesson and get back to the rhythm they've been in protecting?
Five men in the secondary for the Browns. Third down coming. Now Hurts. Makes the grab in bounds left side. That chunk worth a nice 21 yards. And that's a Philadelphia first down.
This entire play, Kate, depends on how well he can separate from his man. You get man-to-man coverage, it's really about two things: separation and trust. Because QBs want to throw it before he breaks, that's the trust, and then they got to believe that that separation can create the big play down the field.
Back to throw, Hurts. He's on the move. He's on the move. And he's able to get this down to the 36.
Tick, 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 tick. You know, his internal clock right there told him it was time to escape, and good thing he listened to it. He was able to make something out of nothing and at least move them forward.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's second and 1. From the 36. Escapes the pocket. Oh, he's keeping it again. And they bring him down around the 34. It's a meager 2-yard gain, but that's enough to award them the first down.
Trust. Kate, it is such a big part of playing the quarterback position. But sometimes these little runs that just get that first down, it gains further equity, further trust with your play caller, and most importantly, gives you a first down.
Oh, he lost the football! And this is going to stay with the offense as he makes the recovery. Almost the impact play this defense was searching for, but they could only get half the job done, partner. Fumble forced, but they couldn't recover.
I'll tell you what else it forces, though. That coordinator, that play caller on the other side, now got a little bit of doubt about his ball handlers. Got to have better ball security than that.
All right, here we go. Second down. Trying again, following the sack. That's into the hands of Barkley. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
That just might be a throw he regretted as soon as you let it go. I know that feeling. He was doing all he could to find a completion down the field, but they were all over that check down and ready to turn it into a negative play.
Gotta figure out this third down here. Hurts. He's on the move. Oh, he's gonna run for it. And he rips off good yardage, but it will not move the chains.
You know, that's a really good play. I know it doesn't get the first down, doesn't keep them on the field, but what it does is it keeps that defense honest. And I promise you, the next time in that situation, they'll have that run in the back of their minds.
Flying down the heart of the lane, and it's good! And in the fourth quarter, that's going to tie the game.
You know, Kate, that may not seem like much, right? Just to go 1 for 2 as a kicker, but it's a whole lot different just psychologically for these guys to see one go through because they may need him at some point later in this game.
Elliott's all set for the kickoff. Here's Ford on the return. Good looking return here, and he's got room. And in the end, Brock, an exciting touchback as the return comes out to the 30. This offense running out for a new series, led by their running back. And as some running lanes have closed, he's just found some new ones, continuing to hit this defense more good numbers well into this second half. First and 10 now from the 30. They're going to throw here to begin the drive. Oh, tried forcing it to the slant. It's intercepted. And the Eagles set a big return onto that pick. Look at this. They've got it all the way down to the 10-yard line.
Such a huge point of emphasis for so many defenses clogging up the middle of the field. They saw that receiver enter the middle and did a terrific job of baiting the quarterback into the throw, and an even better job of forcing the interception.
Philadelphia's offense back out for another drive. And their last drive did end in points. Not as many as they wanted, though. They had to settle for that field goal despite advancing the football pretty well. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Option play, they give it to Barkley. Broke through the tackle. And he's gonna fight forward and get in, touchdown! The Eagles take a 4th quarter lead. Saquon Barkley, the touchdown. He would not be denied that close to the end zone, Brock. I think it might have taken 5 or 6 guys tackling him to keep him from diving across the line for 6.
Certainly a second effort touchdown, no question. The backs who become fan favorites, we've seen it through the generations, and they set the curve for their peers, are the ones who just fight through that stop. It will not be denied of a touchdown.
Elliott on now to attempt the point after. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Eagles break that tie and now lead by 7. Elliott's all set for the kickoff. This taken from the 12. Tackle made as the return gets it out to the 32. Back out now comes the Browns offense. Still time to go, Brock, but that touchdown has them down now 7. They've got to find the end zone here. It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. Looking to throw here and shake off that previous INT. Judy there to grab it. And he's going to be brought down at the 42. They come through with a nice gain of 10 and a 1st down.
The goal of running that drag route is to get it to him for at least a minimal gain with space to add after that. They picked up a good chunk, and there was nearly room to add even more.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. They'll try and throw it here. He finds Johnson. And he reaches midfield and starts driving into Eagles territory.
Kate, one thing I learned from the late, great Mike Leach is, yeah, the system was called air raid, but it wasn't just attacking downfield. His philosophy, and it played out right there, is you have to attack every inch of the field, both vertically and horizontally, without routes or in routes just like that.
Splits a couple of defenders and completes it. And they make the tackle at the 38. They come through with a nice gain there. Gain of 10, 1st down.
You know, I often say there is a fine line between aggressiveness and carelessness. And when you throw into double coverage, well, it can go either way. That time, a tremendous catch by his receiver on the other end.
He'll throw it yet again. Into traffic, complete. And they take him down right along the 30.
I'll tell you this, you don't want to make a living throwing into double coverage, but double coverage and still finding a way to beat the defense and haul it in. That's not a situation many players win, and there aren't a lot of quarterbacks willing to make that throw and trust their receiver to get it done.
So that brings us to the 2-minute warning in Philly. Browns losing by 7. 2nd and 3 now. They are throwing it again. His quick throw knocked away, incomplete.
That's a nice job there by the linebacker. He kind of looks like a cornerback on that, doesn't he? Perhaps those cover guys got a little fun with him in practice this week because he looked like a DB right there, swatting the incompletion.
No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. Here he is to throw. It's tipped away, and it's going to hit the ground incomplete. Defender winning that rep. That brings up 4th down.
Oh, those linebackers. Those linebackers. They seem to be in the thick of every play and some of the quickest reaction times out there. He needed a quick reaction there to get a finger on the throw. It changed its direction.
Trying to push this past the marker. And he's able to take this one down to the 25. They hit him for 5 yards on 4th down and get the successful conversion.
4th down, pressure on him. He was not backing down for a second. Nice effort to carry the rock. More importantly for his offense to get a 1st down.
They'll come up 1st and 10. Back to throw. On the slant, complete to Judy. And they bring him down at the 18-yard line. The Browns take the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll meet and decide what to do on this 2nd down. Lone back gets the handoff. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away. Third and a lone yard coming up. Looking to throw it. Complete beyond the marker. And he'll get this inside the 10 to the 9. They can decide to play for the tie or win later. First, they've got to reach that end zone. It's 1st and goal. He'll look to throw it. He brings it in.
Just stay on schedule. Just stay on schedule, right? SOS. Bad thing on a ship. Good thing on a football field. Even a little completion keeps this offense on schedule.
Here's 2nd and goal from the 6. Here he is to throw. Has it on the slant. And he's able to get it to the 2 before the stop. They've held him out twice. Here we go. 3rd and goal. Throwing now. And that's a win for the pass rush. Hit as he threw it, leads to the incompletion. 4th down coming up.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
Desperation time here on 4th. And he brings it in. Touchdown! And a big decision coming up for him now. So they punch it in for 6, Brock, and now a conversion away from tying this game back up.
This one just has the feel, doesn't it? The makings of a one-score game in the fourth quarter that could go either way.
In the 11th hour, now a point after try to tie this game. And everyone can breathe easier now. His try is good, and they found a way to tie it late in the fourth. Hopkins has it on the tee, and he's ready to send it flying. He'll bring it out from a couple yards deep. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Philadelphia getting ready to go on offense. And there's enough time left that you can't call it impossible. They're going to need a heck of a play downfield to get in range for a possible game winner. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Starting on the ground here with Barkley. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Timeout taken by the Eagles. That's going to be their first. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Setting up to pass. Goddard makes the catch. And they're going to bring him down just on the other side of midfield. Timeout taken by the offense, their 2nd. Still 1 more in their pocket to use. Offense to the line for 1st down, conscious of that single timeout they've got remaining. Shotgun snap for Hurts. And that is incomplete. 8 seconds left now. Was Devontae Smith the intended receiver? And we'll see what they do here on 2nd down.
The ability to track the ball, right? Ball skills isn't just knocking it away, and that's a beautiful job there, Kate. But ball skills is also being able to track a ball on a deeper throw like that. If he doesn't swat it away, we're looking at a huge gain.
Hurts trying again on 2nd down. This to win the game. Intercepted in the end zone. And the Browns have it on the interception. Time's run out. We're going to overtime. From the jaws of defeat, they snatch this game away. And now we're off in overtime to decide it. He'll take this at the 10. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. Cleveland's offense all set to take over. And that last drive, no answer for what they were doing through the air, so expect some tighter coverage this time around. Offense ready to begin this drive, 1st and 10. They'll start this series with an option left. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Hey, don't get me wrong, Kate. Every defensive guy, they watch tape in their own ways. But linebackers, well, they're a little bit like quarterbacks. They got to develop that sixth sense by watching that tape so they can diagnose and get home in a hurry like he just did.
Here's 2nd and 11. Hits him on the out route. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They managed 22 on the rip and a 1st down.
Kate, if there was one throw in the game plan that kept me up at night more than any other, it was an out route versus zone coverage. Because you got to throw it with anticipation, but you also got to make sure those defenders' eyes aren't reading you like a book.
1st and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And he powers through the middle for a gain of 4. Second and 6 coming up here. They give it to him again. And he's tackled for a short gain. They pick up 1 on the run. Need more, though. That takes him to 3rd and 5. Pass play now. We've got a screen to the running back. And not much doing. He stopped quickly.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep them short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
Punt team is on now, and they get this away. Now this one, not much of a chance of it staying in the field of play. They'll mark it out at the 13-yard line. The Eagles ready to set up shop on offense. Their defense got off the field clean, Brock, and now their offense runs on knowing that any points are going to end this game.
Well, you want to look up complimentary football in the football dictionary, this might be the most important time for it. One side of the ball makes a stand, now the other side gets a chance to go win it.
1st down, a run with Barkley. Breaks the tackle, still going. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Just a little short, but still a 9-yard pickup. That's going to bring up 2nd and 1.
Kate, I know you can see that smile on my face as we stand next to each other. Sure, I love that run. But I'm thinking about some great running backs. In fact, Corey Dillon, who created a lot of negative grades on my play sheet because I didn't want to carry out no fake. I wanted to watch the damage he could do like we just saw.
And he's going to get this up to the 26 before being taken down. A 5-yard gain on the play. And that's good for an Eagles 1st down.
You know, Coach gets in that QB's headset, probably told his offense and his QB, listen, I don't want to see a 3rd down on this possession. Or something kind of like that. Whatever version he told him, it worked.
1st down throwing for Hurts. That's Smith on the slant. And he'll get it up to the 44. They get 18 yards out of it and a new set of downs.
I think one of my first welcome to the NFL moments, Kate, was my first rookie mini camp. And in the West Coast system, and Mike Holmgren, who taught like Bill Walsh, it wasn't just getting a completion. It was putting it right on the spot so the receiver could do damage like we just saw.
From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. Barkley on the shotgun handoff. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped at his own side at the 49. Give him 4 that time, so 6 to go on 2nd down. Here's another carry for Barkley. And they get there to take him down right around the 41. It's a pickup of 11. And that's a Philadelphia first down.
This dude was just not going to be stopped. Not by the first defender. Heck, not even by the second one who was able to bring him down. No, it took a few shots before this crew could finally get this beast down.
On first down, Hurts has him on the quick hitter. And this one doesn't go far. Eight yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. They'll go from the gun with Barkley. And he's brought down for a loss.
That's got to be so frustrating for the runner. You're fighting the good fight. He even ripped through a tackle to stay afloat, but the blocking can't buy you enough time or room to even get back to the line of scrimmage.
3rd and 10. Can this offense get it done? Hurts now from the gun. And it's incomplete, and that's going to bring up 4th down.
So often, so many of these games in the NFL, well, they come down to a play or two, and 3rd downs are critical. Whether it's in a close game or already out of hand, their coach wants to see them convert those.
Now on 4th down, on comes Braden Mann to boot this away for the Birds. No return on this one. It's going to make it out of bounds and across the 25, spotted at the 24. The Browns getting their offense out there. Each offense has had a chance to score now, Brock. Neither one could, so we're in a sudden death. The next score wins it.
And wouldn't it be great, Kate, if we saw one of these defenses just take a turnover back for the winning touchdown? Really just surprise everybody here.
Love
it'll be a little tougher to do now, though. Both offenses a little more settled in, and you've got to imagine a little more sense of urgency.
On first down, they'll run. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain. It's a 4-yard pickup, and that's going to bring up 2nd and 6.
He'll expect more from himself on those type of plays, but there is nobody that's going to complain about that one. If you can do math, 4 + 4 + 4 equals a first down.
From the 28. And he won't get it there. Defender finds a throw and breaks it up. Looking that time for Deontay Johnson. And now they're going to face 3rd down.
That's just simply great positioning to swat the ball away. He stayed in a spot where he could disrupt the throw before the target and make a play on it.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. Looking to the air here. The Eagles swarm in and take him down. And the defense comes through to back them up ahead of 4th down.
That's 2. Count them 2 drives that he has put to rest now. First with the interception, and this time a critical 3rd down sack. There's just some players on the field, they sense the moment defensively, and when they get the opportunity, well, they make the most of it.
The Browns are lined up to punt. And this needs to be a good one. He sends this away, and oh, this is going to be a field flipper. Takes it in at the 26. And he's brought down before the return gets far. Absolutely crushed that kick, a full 70-yard punt. And the Eagles will take possession. It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. 1st and 10. Here's Hurts. That's caught by A.J. Brown.
As quarterback, when you have an out route versus man coverage, you're just hoping and just praying your offensive guy could turn the hips of that defender. And once you see that, you got to cut it loose and let it go, just as they did right there.
Options are open here. It's 2nd and inches. He's got Brown on the slant. And they're going to haul him down just shy of the 40. That play good for 17 and a first down.
He did such a good job of not just hitting him in a window on that slant, in the right window, but hitting him right in time, right in a spot where he had room to run and add on to that catch.
1st and 10 from the 41. Operating from the gun, here's Hurts. And he's not quite that fast. Led him just a bit too much. That's incomplete.
Those passes get more and more difficult as you try to get aggressive downfield. I love the call. I love pushing the ball down the field. But the windows and the throwing lanes aren't there long, and it only takes a little bit for a throw to be off.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Straight ahead, here's Barkley. Strong running inside the 30. And he'll finally be taken down at the 25. Philadelphia going to spend its 2nd timeout, as they'll be left with just one more to work with here in OT. They'll keep this drive moving and come to the line for 1st and 10. They go to Barkley again, and they make the play at the 23, a gain of only a little. Just a gain of 1, and that brings up 2nd and 9. Barkley trying this up the gut. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. Only a couple yards there, and now it's 3rd and 7. The Eagles decide to spend their 3rd and final timeout. And they'll be unable to stop the clock again here in overtime. So here they are, a chance to win this with a field goal. Timeout taken by the defense, their 2nd. And that'll leave them with just 1 remaining in overtime. A lot of pressure on this kick for Jake Elliott. This is going to be a 38-yarder from the right hash. The kick is good, he got it! And they've taken back the lead.
Well, I know once that drive stalls out, that's where it really pays to have that reliable kicker on the sideline ready to bail you out. And he knocks that one right through to give him the lead.
So beneath the chorus of Fly, Eagles Fly, it's a win for the Eagles. And they only needed to set him up with a shot to connect and win it with 3, and his aim was true to make it happen and put an end to this competitive ball game. So that'll do it for this one. With Brock Heward, I'm Kate Scott. The Eagles are winners as we say so long from Philadelphia.